All right, welcome to the collapse experiment. Today we are going to be talking about this thing right here. Something that looks like, I don't know, one of the orcs from Lord of the Rings with the makeup removed. This is Molly Dwyer. Yeah, she's only got a few pictures posted online because, after all, she's the victim. What is she the victim of? Her own imagination, from what we're going to look at today. So, this is the chick who accused Ed Piskor of trying to groom her. Yeah. Um, we're going to go over that. We're going to go over the allegations. And for some reason on Google Images is really the only place that you can find any links or good information on this character. She has removed her Instagram account, which was how she had uh, a ongoing conversation, would probably be the most accurate, considering they never met in person. Um, it was via Instagram, and that is what she used in order to uh, make her accusations against Ed. So, who is this chick? Well, in 2020, she was 17 years old, a high school senior who was drawing comics. She enjoyed Robert Crumb, and I believe the other guy's name was G.G. Allen. I'm not familiar with his work, but we'll get into that. So, this girl here, yeah, what a winner. Look at this. I'm so creative. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to be. But, yeah, this chick here, she decided towards the end of March, for her own reasons, to come out and post snippets of the conversation with the context removed and him saying certain phrases that made her feel uncomfortable. I don't buy that. I think the majority of what she had to say is, well, to put it bluntly, bullshit. I think most of the allegation is bullshit, if not all of it. So, what do we have here? Let's see here. Let's check out this. This is from Comic Watch. And controversy strikes. Grooming allegations raised against Ed Piskor as accuser comes forward. Now, we're going to go over her statement in a second. And the thing is, now we can go over it with more knowledge as to his side of things and what she didn't do, contrary to what she said she would make available. So yeah, this is Molly Dwyer. This Instagram account here, does not exist anymore. So you can't go and look up her stuff. But I did look up I did find some comments of people who had seen her page before it was removed, and it's pretty disgusting. So let's just skip right to what she has to say. This is some of the interaction here. Smiley faces. Drawing anything cool lately? Nerdy girl. She sends a photo. Just self-indulgent drooling today. You're so fucking good, Molly. Okay, Ed Piskor's a fucking creep. These are her words, not mine. He likes little high school girls and slid into my DMs when I was 17 years old. She starts it off making him sound ungodly horrible. But then she tries to backtrack later, and we'll get to that. I didn't know of him until he found me simply by liking one of his pictures. No. According to his version of events, she liked a whole series of his photos, and that was how she popped up on his notifications. I've had this happen with followers before on my own Instagram account, where somebody will find my account for typewriters or something else. They'll like all the typewriters, therefore, they show up in a long list of likes in my notifications. Okay. Sending me a post of myself in my school uniform, calling me a cute, nerdy girl, and saying to come out to Pittsburgh and stay with him. She can't spell worth a shit either. I don't know how she posted this with all the fucking mistakes in here. Um, Stay with him. He'd take me out to lunch and meet other PG cartoonists. Um, yeah, she's condensing like a few years of conversation into like a day here. Because she's talking about the day that he sent her a message and then skips to like later conversations, making it sound like it's all the same conversation. Overall, fucking weird with no gray area for what he was trying to do over the course of a year. Really? No gray area. Obvious to anyone on this planet. Well, let's see here. Calling me a good girl and a naughty girl all the time. Sending me unfinished pages of his as a secret. Okay. And this is where she kind of fucks up here, too. And gassing me up, constantly basically trying to groom me into whatever the fuck. A better artist? A better person? I mean, isn't that like what mentors do, is try to direct people so that, I don't know, they actually have a fucking career in the industry that she was trying to get into, that he was already in? Isn't that what mentors do? No, can't have mentors anymore. Um, yeah, saying my art was so good and saying he'd promote my work. Oh no, heaven forbid somebody promote your work. Eventually, as COVID phased out and I think he saw I was not just some nobody high school girl drawing gore art, I started ghosting him. Okay, so by the end of COVID, which is what, 2021, you would have been out of high school. You would have been 18 plus. And who's ghosting who here? Eventually understanding this was weird as fuck. She also leaves out here the part where her boyfriend encouraged her to stay in contact with him. Damn, this is incredible work. Are you 17 or 18? I'm gonna be so mad if you say 17 because this crushes me at that age. Crushes me at that age. Because what was he doing in high school? He was drawing. He was acknowledging that maybe her work was better than his at that age. That's it. And some people have looked into it as, well, maybe he's trying to indirectly find out how old she is because he's interested. They're discussing art. I don't like fucking sex pest. Okay, this line here. Remember this line, because we're going to get into some of the shit she posted. Okay? I don't like creepy old men who think they have the ability to play around with malleable young girls with no real grasp on the situation because their predator have a successful career in comics. Because they are a predator? That's the wrong there, over there. Again, she's not that bright from what I'm seeing. They are a predator and have a successful career in comics. Is that what she's trying to say? I wonder if she was drunk or high when she wrote this. If anyone would like to see further evidence of this, just DM me. She never did. She never replied or sent anything to anyone after posting this. I don't have a problem posting the rest of the screenshots, but I don't feel the need to share it in extensive detail for hours and hours. Okay, so you're acknowledging that you have a long discussion with him, but you felt like you could go through all of it and cut out the few things you felt like posting here that made him look bad. Could it be that the overall conversation was innocent and you're pissed off that maybe he got busy and ghosted you and didn't promote your art like he said he would on your timeline? Is that what happened here? You're not satisfied with how things turned out in the end? Hey, he said he'd promote my art, but instead he's got a $75,000 TV deal and he's going to have his art in some museum, and I'm pissed. Yeah. Okay, so yada yada yada. I don't have a problem posting. Yada. Ed could argue and say that was not his intention or that he was just being friendly. I find nothing normal or friendly about a 40-year-old man asking a high school girl about her classes, calling her a good naughty girl, etc., etc. We'll get into the whole good naughty girl in a little bit. So yeah, for one, he was 38. 40 sounds worse. So again, here she is projecting what she wants other people to see about the situation. He wasn't 40 in 2020. Asking her to come visit him, saying we'll be partners in crime, and asking if I snitch or not. Like, what the fuck? This was regarding him sharing pages of his comic Red Room with her. Don't think of the Red Room from 50 Shades of Grey. It has more to do with like online, what would it be? Like, he described it as like snuff films, like gore art type stuff. And yeah, snitch or not, that had to do with like him sharing his art that wasn't released yet. And partners in crime. So on his Facebook page, he's got a list of people that he has as close friends. The name of that folder with the list of people in it that are his close friends is partners in crime. So yeah, he's asking if he should consider her a close friend. This is not a cancellation of Ed Piskor. Then what the fuck were the previous paragraphs about? What is it? If you're not trying to cancel him, then what the fuck are you doing? I'm just telling you the truth about this person. No, you're not. You're leaving out so much shit. This is the rantings of a vindictive high school girl who got dumped by the star football player, and you're pissed that he's banging everybody else in high school. That's what this is. The truth that a lot of other cartoonists are aware of. Who was she talking to? How does she know that this is the truth that a lot of other cartoonists are aware of? Was she contacted by Alex DeCampi? Was she talking to other people in the industry that had a issue with Ed? How would she know this? Was she looking into other people's Twitter accounts where they're bitching about Ed for different reasons? Who I know for a fact are aware of that Ed Piskor likes young girls. Really? Because the other person that accused him of inappropriate behavior was pretty much the same age as him. Except she lied about her sexual involvement. We'll get into Molly Wright in a future video. Because that bitch was trying to make accusations while covering other things up that she had done with Ed. And he'll try to use his fame to get them to FaceTime him, give him attention, or make them come and stay with him. Really? Because Molly Wright did that twice that we know of. And probably got a little pissy with his success, too. I don't know if this has worked for him. Well, we know it did twice, Molly, the other Molly, but it doesn't matter. This behavior is disgusting. This is me saying that what happened in 2020 and 2021, and if this happened to you, you're not alone, unfortunately. Again, there should be a comma here. I need a t-shirt, there's a dash in t-shirt, that says Ed Piskor tried to groom me, and I didn't even get a free copy of X-Men Grand Design. Is that what she's mad about? Like she didn't get perks for talking to him? Is this what her boyfriend promised her when he was like, hey, you should keep talking to him because he's a big deal? To this day, Ed Piskor slides into my DMs calling me kiddo, further confirming our inappropriate age gap. Okay, sorry he tried to help you. God, this chick, she's up there with Alex DeCampi as being a walking pile of garbage. Like, I hope she just ends up doing tattoos for, like, greasy, overweight bikers for the rest of her life. Seeing that I'm not just some random girl who can draw, that he can groom enough to come to Pittsburgh to watch him do his stupid strip he's doing now about little girls from broken homes, switchblade shorties, is disturbing coming from a fucking creep who likes little girls. What the fuck? I wonder if she was doing some type of artwork similar to what's being described here. Switchblade shorties. Little girls from broken homes. Is this describing her? Is she pissed off that he had created something that was being turned into a TV show? And she thinks that her shit was stolen? Did we find the motive here? Yeah, who can draw and that he can groom enough to come to Pittsburgh. She never went to Pittsburgh that we know of. And watch him do his stupid strip. I think there's some jealousy here. Naughty girl, that's my favorite. What is this pertaining to? Again, she cuts out what the conversation is regarding. I feel like you'd be a good partner in crime. You're not a snitch, are you? If we robbed some banks, you wouldn't rat me out, would you? I wouldn't dream of it. I'd prefer to be Raoul Duke and Dr. Gonzo if that's an option. So she's familiar with some drug culture going on here. Good girl, you give the correct answers. And then it cuts. You see this? And there's this weird line here, right? I mean, for some reason, this is not cut here. You look over here. If you go all the way across, this should be cut in half. It's almost like she was trying to make this look like one continuous conversation, when in reality, it's two different parts of the same text spliced together. This right here tells me everything I need to know about what is going on in this picture. Not the words itself, but the fact that she's trying to make this look like one conversation. That is a beautiful sight. That's not even all of it. Question mark. That last one, the back bedroom has a drawing table in there too. Okay, so he was showing her photos of the where his studio is, that there's an extra room that people can crash in, that other people have crashed in the past. This is one of the most beautiful collections I've ever seen. Really? So he's the one buttering up to you. What the fuck is this? Gee, let's see here. Then there's something cut here. Can't really see what the hell that's all about. Jesus, I'm sorry that we've had to deal with this. I'm always terrified that I'll come off this way when telling artists how much I love their work. Sorry if I've ever been. Oh, okay. And then she writes over the image. Doesn't let him finish saying what it is that he was saying. I unfortunately feel the need to state that this is not what this is about. I am not trying to say this. I was answering freely. I felt like he was trying to groom me. What fucking therapist have you been talking to? This is about the inappropriate nature of Ed Piskor's communication with me. I was way younger than him and starstruck that someone famous liked my art I was posting to essentially no one but my friends. Okay, for one, you had your account public, right? So you want other people to look at it. How are you starstruck by somebody that you had never heard of before? I mean, it's a reasonable question. I was starstruck that somebody so famous, I'd never heard of them before. Also, having a boyfriend, ding ding ding, who knew of his work and wanted me to push and respond to him did not help. So she stayed in contact with him to satisfy the boyfriend? Who's grooming who here? How old is this boyfriend? Who is this guy? I mean, is he in high school with her, but he knows of Ed Piskor's work? Is he older than her? He's pushing her. Is she going to try saying that she was trafficked next? Is she going to do an Elijah Blue? I was trafficked on the internet to Ed Piskor's tweets. I am totally fine. I am totally fine. So again, why is she posting this? I am not trying to ruin anyone's career or try to say people shouldn't reach out to artists or artists stop reaching out to their audience on social media or whatever the fuck. You should have started with this and then just not posted anything else. I am not trying to ruin anyone's career or try to say people shouldn't reach out to artists or artists stopped reaching out to their audience on social media. I'm stating that it was weird. I was 17 turning, there's a G at the end there, idiot, turning 18, a senior in high school. Okay, so if some representative at an art school saw your artwork and they're 40 years old and they send you a message saying, hey, we're interested in having you come to our college and attend our classes, perhaps you should consider our institution. Is that grooming? Is that inappropriate? I was 17 and he was trying to get me to go to his school. What's the cutoff here? And then of course there's all the capitals here, which means this is all very important. He was 40. No, he was 38 again. There is no good or wholesome reason for a grown-ass man to be calling a young girl naughty or telling her to come visit him. He wasn't telling her to come visit him. He was saying if you're in the area, you have a place to crash because early young artists don't have money. Perving on her pictures in her uniform. Constant complimenting with vague implications of helping her career by sticking with him. Is that what you're pissed about? He didn't help your career that you're just starting out on. That is what I'm trying to say. My stating this shit. I'm 21 now. Good for you. Like, is it appropriate now? Is that what you're trying to point out? Like, you want him to contact you and you're like, hey, I'm old enough to bang now. Please help my career. I don't like that sex pests can do whatever the fuck they want and everyone just lets them because they have success in any field. What if I went to his house? You didn't. You didn't. So why is this coming up? Was more naive, more desperate for attention, weird as fuck. No, you're weird as fuck. Because if you assumed all this was happening, why did you stay in contact with him for over a year? I don't know what goes on in his life, so what if it's possible? What if it's possible? He has continued to do this since. Do people know and say nothing? Well, no one else has come out and said that happened afterwards. Ed Piskor in CK video a month from now. You know, the haters are out to get your Uncle Ed because cancel culture has gone mad. A grown adult can't even talk to an underage girl and offer to fly her out anymore, you know? He never offered to fly her out. That was not in... This is where shit goes, like, horribly wrong. People misquote. This misquote gets sent somewhere else, and next thing you know, it's not he offered to fly her out, it's that he did fly her out, she did stay at his place, inappropriate things happen, the story just gets bigger and bigger and keeps growing. So, I want to show this here.
Hey, with Priceline...
And this is... Let's see here if it's not going
VIP family, you can unlock deals 5 times faster. You don't even have to be an actual family.
Skip. Yeah, so this guy, I'm not Rob Servations. This guy apparently is from the Seattle area, from what I remember on his video. He does a pretty interesting dive on this. He talks about the whole mentoring process and things that were done for him, things that he had done for other people. How there's, that's part of community when it comes to different professions. Interesting guy. And obviously he's been around a while. He's got almost 1,000 videos on YouTube, and he decided to touch on this subject. Here's my comment here. Molly Dwyer's Instagram has been removed. Not surprised. But... This Jeffrey Sean, now I tried to look at this guy's account. There's not much there, right? No videos. The history of the channel is not that long, back in February. But it's his comment. Somebody who has obviously...
Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett. I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on the John Campea YouTube channel. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it?
That is true.
Especially
remember the case,
if you love the movies.
A couple years back where it was a high school couple and the guy was...
I've heard it said before, like, it was a very smart man named Robert Meyer Burnett who said the currency of our current age is authenticity.
For everyone's sake,
and it's so true.
Do it already. And then now she's in prison for instigating him doing the deed. Yeah. This crushes me at that age. Is referring to the level of her art, and he was saying that her art at 17 was a lot stronger than his was. Yeah. That's how I read it. One thing
Imagination Connoisseurs Unlimited in
attackers are harder on him
association
because he
with
reached a level of
writer Max
success
Allan Collins
that
brings you True
that they will
Noir,
never achieve.
the Nathan Heller case
True,
books based on
this
his
guy had
19-novel
an
series,
incredible talent,
a totally
a
immersive
wealth of
audio drama
knowledge.
in
He
10 episodes
was
over
comics.
maybe that many
Like,
hours,
he was the
written
living
by Max Allan
dude
Collins and
was a walking
starring
museum
Todd
of
Stashwick
comic
as
industry.
Nathan Heller, coming to a crowdfunding
For
campaign
making
near
this
you.
commentary, it's the most resonant thing I've seen come out. in the
Tonight's
days
episode of
since
Robservations
Ed's death.
deals
I
with
knew
subjects
Ed
of
since he was about
grooming,
19 when
sexual
I
assault,
photographed him at
and
his drafting
suicide.
table,
Viewer discretion
stuffed inside a closet
is
in his parents'
advised.
basement next to
Thank
his
you.
home's hot water tank.
Greetings, Imagination
drawing for
Connoisseurs.
Harvey
Once again, it is I, your Duke
Peacock.
of Dope Discourse, your master of fun
I
and
have
wonder,
not read this
your
before.
viceroy
Let's
of
check this out.
verisimilitude, your sommelier of sci-fi and cinema,
It was my portrait,
your evangelist of the
a later
imagination,
one,
and the
of him
maybe
sitting
yet,
under
well, or never
the
to be defined,
under the
existential
key
Mr.
artwork
Rogers. That's
at the
right,
Green
me,
Gallery
Robert Meyer
wall
Burnett, and I'm
of
Rob
Pittsburgh's
casting
now
at
defunct
you.
Toonseum,
You Imagination Connoisseurs, you members of this,
that
the
you
Post
showed
Geek
on
Singularity
screen
community.
for a while in
This is
segment.
Robservations episode
I was so proud to know Ed and have watched him become the
956.
fantastic artist he was.
And
One of
as
his
you
high school art teachers, Alice
gathered from the beginning
Cotton,
of this
was a dear friend
episode,
of
this
mine.
is
She
not
passed away a few years ago, and she
your
was so
typical
immensely proud of him too.
bill of fare.
I could go on and on about how
But
much
it has
I
to do with
adored
a
him,
creator
what
that
a
I
huge
greatly
loss and
admired,
absolutely
a creator that has done
unnecessary,
great work,
tragic end
and a
this-
creator
this was
who, by all reports,
that was not deserved
took his
by
own
any
life.
stretch of the imagination.
And
I'm not
the
in the
reasons
comic world,
that this
so I
happened are
hadn't
something I
heard about
want
any
to
of these
discuss. But I
allegations
want to reiterate,
when I
I'm
unraveled
going to
the
be
story
touching
after
on
I found
issues
out
and
that Ed took
subjects
his own
now
life.
that are not
the
pleasant.
extent of the depravity
And,
stuns me. Yeah, these people are.
I
There's nothing to describe.
you know, I was kind of
it.
reluctant
They're just
to do this, but
ungodly,
I felt
horrible human beings. They're
I just
like
kind of
the
felt the
walking
need to
demons
because I
of
was
the earth.
enraged by it.
They're not
and
even
I also
human.
warn you
They're
that I'm going
make
to read
lizard
what is
people look
purported
good.
to be
And
comic
the irony
creator Ed
is not
Piskor's
lost on me that the very same
suicide note
publication that brought
that he
Ed
left
into my
behind.
life
And
about
I am
20
reading
years
it
ago,
not for
when
purposes
I
of
was
exploitation,
staff photographer at
but
the city
for
paper,
purposes
was
of
the same
understanding
publication that helped
and
twist the
knowing and
invisible
having
knife
insight
into
into
Ed's
why
heart
this particular
in his
tragedy
final
happened.
days. To
And in the
call it
hopes
journalism
that we all
is the
can
profession
prevent
of
things
grave
like this
disservice,
happening
shoddy sourced,
again.
lacking editorial
And also I want to point out,
oversight, and
I don't
carelessly
mean
rushed
to
to
blame
publication for
anyone
the sake
here.
Of clicks. I don't consider
although I
today's
do
city
think
paper
that
the
there's
same
enough
place
blame
I
to
ever
go
worked
around.
when I got
And
the
some of the
privilege
people
being
that
part of telling that story in
might
the
be
first
blamed
place.
for it know who they
Newspapers
are
horrible.
and
They
have
even-
gone
even the
gone to lengths
TV
to make sure
journalist
that
who covered this the piece
things,
said,
you know, it's
we tried to contact
one thing
the
when
girl, but she didn't respond.
you think you're
Wow,
fighting
so
on
you
the side
didn't
of
get the rest
righteousness
of the,
until,
the messages,
well,
the DMs,
maybe you're not.
and you just went with.
But the
her
first thing I want to
bullshit.
talk about, and again, I want to give a
Beyond
warning
losing this,
before I tell this story,
fantastic young
because it deals with
talent,
sexual assault.
To those of us who knew Ed in real life, we lost a sweet friend.
When
who's
I was a
always fun to
sophomore in
talk
high
to,
school,
whose
I'm
wit
from
and
a
insight
town
was
called
always
Mercer Island,
paced
Washington,
ahead
which
of
is a
his
suburb
years.
of Seattle.
There
A
will
lot
never
of
be
people would
another
laugh
Ed Piskor,
now because
and seeing
even I
his
will freely
demise
admit
is a crushing
I
blow
could
to
never
people
afford to
who care
live
about him,
in the
not
house
as
I
an
grew
artist,
up in.
But as a person, anyway,
But
thanks
it was
for
a
posting
fantastic
your
place to grow
thoughts.
up. And when we went to high
Yeah.
school, there was a huge changeover.
So we're
There were
learning
two middle
more and more
schools
about
on
Ed,
our
and
island.
we
There
have
was
less
South
and
Mercer
less
Junior
about
High
this
and North
Molly
Mercer
Dwyer
Junior High. And I went to South Mercer Junior High, and
person
I didn't really know anybody from
basically-
North Mercer Junior High. I
I'm
knew a
not
few
trying
people, but
to
not many,
cancel him.
because
I'm
we really
just
didn't.
being a
You know, you
bitch.
didn't fraternize because
That's
we couldn't.
what I got out of that whole thing. But yeah, this guy, he's got a pretty decent segment on the whole thing. And do I have anything else here? Open side panel. And I think this page not found. Bounding in the comic. Whoa, they removed it? Okay, so originally Bounding in the comics, they had following sexual misconduct accusations. Open a new tab. Page not found. They removed it. Holy crap. It was up here a day or two ago. And I've had it in my bookmarks for about a week. So let's try just checking for Ed Piskor. See what comes up. All articles. Nothing to display. They stopped covering it. They removed the story. Bounding for Comics removed the story. The other weird thing that I found was, and I know this is getting away from the whole Molly Dwyer, but she's a human piece of shit, so let's just stop talking about her altogether. We already covered that most of her allegations, if not all of them, were complete bullshit, and she was probably just jealous of Ed's success, just like Alex DeCampi. So yeah, let's actually look at Alex DeCampi, Ed Piskor, because this shit doesn't get any weirder. Videos, I think. Yeah. So Wikipedia added Ed Piskor's passing to Alex DeCampi's page. Then, update, Wikipedia removes Ed Piskor mentioned in Alex DeCampi's page. Yeah. So, because she was mentioned in the note, he got added onto her Wikipedia page, right? Then, Wikipedia removes it, and they edit Ed's Wikipedia page to say that he had listed accusers of his murder in his final note without mentioning who was listed. And then they removed Ed from DeCampi's Wikipedia page. So it's the internet is trying so hard to memory hole this into some weird abyss, and people are not having it. I believe ya boy Jake, is it ya boy Jake? I believe he's still talking about it. He's still posting stuff about Alex DeCampi and Villalobos and just ripping on them for being walking piles of garbage. Yeah, so yeah, that's another update, and it looks like this happened 2 months ago, so like a month after Ed passed, they had tried to do that. Let's see here, what article
This brilliant device keeps your home cool in summer.
All complicit in the death of comic legend Ed Piskor. Dwyer's Instagram has been removed. Oh yeah, that's the that's the same video I already showed you. Yeah, so that's all I have on Molly Dwyer. She removed her Instagram account. She has basically disappeared from the internet. I have not heard about her having a Twitter account, so who knows? For the love of everybody on this damn planet, for one, like, I hope this chick just disappears, okay? Don't ever want to hear her name again. I hope 20 years from now, if she tries to make her a name for herself on anything, this comes up. This should not be... It's not forgivable. Like, when the news media contacted her about further information, after she makes the accusation, she's obligated, socially, ethically obligated to share that with the media. And if they come out and they look at everything going, there's nothing here, yeah. And that's probably what would have happened. Well, here's the rest of the DMs, and they would have probably looked it over going, there's what exactly are you complaining about? This is the world we live in. So anyways, that's about it for me today. That is Molly Dwyer in a nutshell. Human garbage. Keep on typing.